Welcome to the official yearly finals, part 1 video. Each night there are going to be 4 trucks eliminated. 4 trucks need to be swapped out, or, well, 4 got kicked out so that 4 can come in. And yes, we are inside because currently it is storming outside. But let's get on with the race. And they are gonna drive down some fucking stairs. Off right up versus Gangster. All fried up moves on. The other 2 that are new in here that replaced the last 4. Buttons of Steel versus Bone Shaker. Bone Shaker moves on. I'm turning on this light too. If that's the end of the track. Nitrate versus Motosaurus. Nitrate moves on. Let me introduce the others and send them down. Gravedigger versus Blue Thunder. Usually go for the one that farthest. It looks like Blue Thunder is moving on down there. El Toro Loco versus Twin Mill. El Toro Loco moves on. Shark Wreck versus Northern Nightmare. Shark Wreck moves on. Northern Nightmare's right in there. Leopard Shark versus the Tomato. It's the Tomato moving on. I'm gonna move the ones that aren't moving on the stairs. Yeah, there's Shark Wreck. Means go through. No, I'll leave those 2 up here. Screaming Demon making his re-debut versus Piranha. I think it's Piranha. No, it's not. It's Grim and Demon. Kraken versus Wildside. I can't tell, is that? I think that's Kraken right there. So that means Wildside moves on. Skyjacker versus Demo Derby. I mean, I think that should count, but I think Skyjacker moves on. Whiplash versus Mayhem. I think I saw Mayhem move on. Classroom Crusher versus Hot Wheels Racing 3. Classroom Crusher moves on. The last two racing each other. Earthshaker versus JCB Digatron. I think it is JCB Digatron. Now I gotta go get ones that failed. And bring them up. Starting with right here, Northern Nightmare, Demo Derby. There goes Metasaurus. It was Kraken. The Wildside is through. Not call me out for cheating. That was Skyjacker's bottom. Gravedigger. Wildside needs to be down there. Whiplash. Who did Whiplash? Oh, Mayhem. Mayhem's down there. Motosaurus and Piranha were both out as well. Here are the trucks in still. Let's go back up. I'm gonna throw these two down there. With the others. Perfect. Gunkster versus Buns of Steel. Buns of Steel moves on. Gravedigger versus Whiplash. On the same step. Whiplash is in front of Gravedigger. Kraken versus Piranha. Kraken moves on. Northern Nightmare versus Leopard Shark. Northern Nightmare moves on. Hot Wheels Racing 3 versus Demo Derby. Who the fuck was that? I have no idea. We'll figure that out once we go down there to collect them. Lastly, Earthshaker versus Motosaurus. I guess Earthshaker is in front, so kick him down. Oh, so it was Demo Derby that beat him. But where did Demo Derby go? Oh, there he is. He's under the steps. Gotta get Skyjacker back on. His thing. His tires just moved. Anyways, oh fuck. I might be racing them across here, but I really don't want to. This was my sister's idea to race them down here. Honestly, not a bad idea. What the fuck? These two went up against each other. Whiplash should be down there. There we go. Leopard Shark versus Motosaurus. Motosaurus moves on. Slowly got ahead. Kraken versus Hot Wheels Racing 3. And Hot Wheels Racing 3 gets all the way down there. Guys, I would advise don't try this at home. I mean, unless you already did, but it's fun. Anyways, Gunkster versus Gravedigger. That was... Gravedigger moves on. Help the non-fortunate ones up. Not being... Well, I mean, they're still in the bucket. Gravedigger and Motosaurus moved on. Everyone's still here, including him. Perfect. We're down to the final 3 trucks. We're gonna see who the first one eliminated is going to be. We're gonna keep Leopard Shark up here, as really doesn't have anyone to go up against right now. Gunkster versus Kraken. And that was Gangster that made it all the way down, so... Last two failures racing is Kraken versus Leopard Shark. Let's see the first one, how it is. Kraken versus Leopard Shark. Kraken was there last. So I think, but it is only about who got down, who is farther. So where is Leopard Shark? There's Kraken right there. Oh, I think that's... Yep, that's Leopard Shark. Leopard Shark is much further. Kraken. It's the first truck out. First truck eliminated from the yearly finals, Kraken. And he was the first truck to make it in the yearly finals. That's kind of crazy. You guys. Might race without Skyjacker's top on next. But yeah. Kraken's the first truck out. Hold on, did I not put the screw on all the way? No, I did. It's just because of what I did. Now we gotta grab Shark Wreck. And Ramblin' Wrecker is... I know he's not in the yearly finals right now, but Ramblin' Wrecker, I'm currently trying to turn him into a Monster Jam truck and see if I can turn other trucks into like Monster Jam truck, hobbyist trucks into Monster Jam trucks as well. Whiplash. Always a Classroom Crusher. Whiplash moves on. We're gonna set Skyjacker's top right there. So the one without the top, I know. Skyjacker versus Northern Nightmare. Now, I just fixed Northern Nightmare's axles like yesterday. So he should be going pretty good. And Northern Nightmare is in front of him, so Northern Nightmare moves on. All fried up versus Earthshaker. Earthshaker moves on. The Tomato versus Shark Wreck. Shark Wreck moves on. Ash. Gravedigger versus Motosaurus. Gravedigger moves on. Blue Thunder. You don't drive backwards. Versus El Toro Loco. Blue Thunder moves on. Hobbies Racing 3 versus Piranha. Ooh. Piranha's farther, so Twin Mill versus JCB Digatron. Digatron gets down there first. Leopard Shark versus Screaming Demon. Screaming Demon moves on. Wildside versus Gangster. Gangster moves on. As you guys know, earlier I was talking about making TRL Tornado and Project You Move. They are officially completed. I just need to get them. They're gonna debut after the yearly finals, like in season 2. Or I'm going to blurt this out, but it is what is coming next. Road to Halloween. Here we have Mayhem's gonna be in it, definitely. But Mayhem versus Bone Shaker. Bone Shaker moves on. I guess Demodory's gonna sit in there for now. Buns of Steel versus Nitrade. Nitrade having a poor start, but it looks like it's Buns of Steel that moves on. Come on, Demo Derby, let's go collect the losers. Oh, did Northern Nightmare make it down? No? I didn't see him make it. Oh, there he is. Oh, shit, so... Okay, so, never mind. He did make it through. No, not him. Skyjacker moves on. Let's get him down there. Also, I need to grab Nitrade. Because he also needs to race too. Since he did not make it down so far. Hello, Kraken. Kraken, we're getting a second truck out real quick. So we'll figure out who's gonna be out with you. 4 trucks that are gonna be out with you. Okay, not a bad run. Classroom Crusher versus the Tomato. Classroom Crusher is farther. Classroom Crusher moves on. Nitrade versus El Toro Loco. Oh, shit. Where is El Toro Loco? Yeah, I should be able to see his wheels. We'll figure that out. Also, if I see movement, I can just catch it on camera and still post it. Buttasaurus versus Demo Derby. Buttasaurus moves on. Guys, hold on. Man, you guys won't go down the track. That ain't fun. All fried up versus Twin Mill. I heard a snap, but that's Demo Derby moving on. Ooh, good match. Northern Nightmare versus Mayhem. Mayhem moves on. Last run. Wild Side versus Leopard Shark. Wild Side moves on. I think. Get Tomato, and yep, there's Leopard Shark. Wild Side should move on. Oh, there's Ultra Loco. He went against Nitrate, and there's Nitrate, so yeah, Ultra Loco's out. Wild Side should be down there. That's some pressure. He went against Northern Miners out. Who went against him? Oh, Twin Mill. Twin Mill moved on. Okay. Wait, no. It was the first race. It was him up against Earthshaker, I think. I don't know, but I need Demo Derby. Wait. Oh, fuck, I forgot. I know I need El Toro Loco. Who did Demo Derby go up against? Oh, fuck, I don't need him. I need him. He went up against, like, him. They both made it down, so going back and down, up and down, up and down. It's kind of hilarious. Kind of see me doing that, isn't it? I got my water here with me. I would be doing this outside, but it's Yearly Finals is supposed to be dark. I didn't want to go out in the storm, to be honest. El Toro Loco versus All Fried Up. El Toro Loco moves on. All Fried Up is just stuck in there. Classroom Crusher versus the Tomato. Oh, the Tomato moves on. He passes Classroom Crusher. Those are always racing 3 needs to stay in there. Leopard Shark versus Northern Nightmare. What is that? Oh, it's Leopard Shark. Leopard Shark moves on. You there? Oh, we're down to the last 4. We're gonna figure out who's eliminated next. This video might end up being an hour long, I think. Always Racing 3 versus All Fried Up. All Fried Up moves on. Northern Nightmare versus Classroom Crusher. Classroom Crusher moves on. That means the last two trucks to go up against each other. All Fred up. Versus Northern Nightmare. Actually, let's bring Kraken up. Let's stick him right there. Alrighty, guys. Northern Nightmare versus All Fried Up. Battle for the final. Battle for the second elimination. Northern Nightmare versus All Fried Up. All Fried Up is the second truck eliminated. I believe Northern Nightmare kicked that off. Get him up there. Northern Nightmare kicked that off at the last elimination race. And somehow pulled it off. And Screaming Demon's still in this. He's doing really good. His re-debut was definitely worth it. This guy's staring at my fucking toes. It's him there. I heard something. Hey, if you guys don't see, it's raining. I wasn't gonna rain. Video in the rain. But yeah, we're under storm cloud. No. I don't know where my sister went. But anyways, back to the finals. Hello? Oh, it's just that. I knew that. Y'all don't have to be scared. Skyjacker again. Let's take a look at him. Hello, Skyjacker. Mayhem versus Hot Wheels Racing 3. Okay, so Hot Wheels Racing 3 had a bit of a poor start, but got it back. Digatron. Focus, you piece of shit. Versus Twin Mill. Twin Mill moves on. Earthshaker. versus Buns of Steel. Earthshaker moves on. Sharkwreck versus Metasaurus. Is that Metasaurus that go down there? Yeah. Metasaurus moves on. Skyjacker versus El Toro Loco. Can't tell. I think Skyjacker moved on. Also, so did Twin Mill. Yeah, we got a lot more racers to race. And only 2 losers. Shit. You know, I should have thought about making the new ones debut in the finals. But anyway. On the 7th... hold on. On the 3rd day... hopefully there should be another truck debuting in the finals. The BKT truck. As a couple days ago, it was my birthday, and my sister got me the BKT truck, and it should be shipping or getting here about the 3rd day. Bone Shaker moves on. I'm gonna go do that first. Get winners down first. Twin Mill. You should be down there. You should be down there. I need everyone in here so that I don't forget them. You on steps. Beautiful. Wait. Blue Thunder. He was here. Where is he? 'Cause there's Mayhem. Yo. Rewind the video. Rewind. Holy shit. Blue Thunder's missing. He might be in the tote. I don't know. Is he? Is this him? Oh, okay. But, what? How? Hold on. Wait, what? But Mayhem went against him. And somehow he's back up here. I leave for a couple seconds. What? I guess, whatever. Blue Thunder versus Wildside. Wildside moves on. Classroom Crusher versus Nitrate. Classroom Crusher moves on. The Tomato versus Whiplash. The Tomato moves on. Gravedigger versus Screaming Demon. Gravedigger moves on. Gangster versus Leopard Shark. Leopard Shark doesn't even make it down all the way. And now, Northern Nightmare versus Demo Derby. Demo Derby moves on. I'm being attacked by my coat. Or, well, someone's coat. Oh yeah, it's mine. Fuck. Get it back up there. Did I say Screaming Demon moves on? He went up against... Yeah, he went up... No, he went up against Wildside, I think. Alright, let's get you guys. Yes, guys, this is just the beginning of the finals. I am so excited that we finally made it to the finals. The trip was a pain in the ass, but we finally made it. Blue Thunder versus Northern Nightmare. It appears they went to the same step. Screaming Demon versus Leopard Shark. Screaming Demon made it down. Digatron versus Shark Wreck. Digatron moves on. Okay, these two came in a 2-pack. I'll finally get to see them race each other. Whiplash versus El Toro Loco. And it looks like El Toro Loco moves on. Aw, probably gets to stay in there. Wow. Buns of Steel versus Nitrade. Nitrade moves on. I think I'll use my credit card. Right, Nitrade moves on, right? Yes. Get down there. Blue Thunder? I'm not too sure. Oh, yeah. They are up here instead of down there. I think I'll use my credit card. Was that a... Someone's moving. I can hear someone moving. Anyway, I think I'll use my credit card. Bet. Northern Nightmare versus Buns of Steel. Buns of Steel moves on. I'm gonna have them drive backwards. Whiplash versus Leopard Shark. Whiplash moves on. Blue Thunder versus Piranha. Piranha moves on. And Shark Wreck is still in there. Whiplash moved on. You didn't, and neither did you two. There's everyone. Still. Third elimination is coming. As 4 trucks remain in the loser pit. It's been 46 minutes right now. I didn't expect it to be this long. But it's the yearly finals. What do you expect? Blue Thunder versus Northern Nightmare. Blue Thunder moves on. Northern Nightmare's in the bottom again. Shark Wreck versus Leopard Shark. If that was Leopard Shark or Shark Wreck. Oh yes, it was. Beautiful. The 2 trucks going head to head. Northern Nightmare versus Leopard Shark. Here those two are. As you're gonna see who the third one out is. So far we have Kraken and Null Fried Up out. Northern Nightmare pulling it off a second time. He refuses to go out. It's Leopard Shark out. I did not expect to see that happen. Whoa! Leopard Shark found some spider web. Gotta take that shit off. Perfect. 3 out so far. We need 1 more. Then this video will be over so you guys don't die. Oh, alright, time to collect them again. Yeah, Northern Nightmare refuses to give up. So far, none of the new trucks that debuted have lost. Like literally none of them. They're like some of the first ones down here. I think my new favorite is Mayhem. Like literally. Bro refuses to give up. And we have second one. Northern Nightmare. Then Screaming Demon. Alright, we're going for the last elimination spot for this episode. And then we'll be signing off. Twin Mill versus Screaming Demon. Twin Mill moves on. Dang, Screaming Demon didn't even make it down there. Gravedigger versus Nitrade. Gravedigger moves on. Does Nitrade hit Screaming Demon? We got a Motosaurus. Shit, stop getting blurry. Fuck you. Versus Northern Nightmare. What the fuck was that? I had no idea, but they're down there. And they move on. Alright, we've seen this one already, and we know how it ended up. Blue Thunder versus Classroom Crusher. Yeah, that's what I expected. Classroom Crusher moves on. Skyjacker versus Earthshaker. Earthshaker moves on. Earthshaker is heavy. He's a heavy truck. If you ever have Earthshaker in your collection, he's heavy. Buns of Steel versus Gangster. Buns of Steel moves on. Where did Gangster go? I think he was right behind him. I'm thirsty. Hold up. My throat is dry. There we go. My raspy ass voice. El Toro Loco. What's this? The tomato. Oh, they crashed into those guys. I think tomato moves on? No, El Toro Loco does. I need to move the moving ons down there again. They're getting scattered up here. Northern Nightmare was one of the first ones. You're supposed to be down there. So are you. All caught up again. Mayhem. Versus Whiplash. Whiplash moves on. Shark Wreck versus Digatron. Shark Wreck moves on. Hot Wheels Racing 3. Versus Piranha. Piranha makes it down fast. Wildside. Versus Demo Derby. Wildside moves on. One truck down here. Moved on. Okay. Can't remember which one it was. Oh, there's a truck right there. I guess there is. There's a Digatron? There's a Digatron runs up against a shark. think it was... Yeah, it was Shark Wreck. No, because Shark Wreck just went. He went up against Wildfire. No, he didn't. Tigatron was the one that moved on. Well, these guys back up. And it has officially been 55 minutes now. Mayhem. Thank you. Mayhem versus Demo Derby. Demo Derby moves on. Shark Wreck versus Blue Thunder. Shark Wreck moves on. Bone Shaker versus Gangster. Bone Shaker moves on. The Tomato versus Northern Nightmare. Northern Nightmare moves on. Skyjacker versus Nitrade. Nitrade moves on. Hot Wheels Racing 3 versus Screaming Demon. And Hot Wheels Racing 3 moves on. Again, we got we'll see. Move the ones that moved on. Moves on. Oh. Northern Nightmare moved on. Mayhem did not. Blue Thunder did not. I'm honestly cooked. Back up we go. Blue Thunder versus the Tomato. The Tomato moves on. Giggity giggity goo. Skyjacker versus Screaming Demon. Skyjacker moves on. Mayhem versus Skunkster. I think that was Mayhem that moved on. So now the final ones are Blue Thunder, Screaming Demon, and Gangster. All these trucks are safe. Why did she keep closing the door? Screaming Demons, you gotta wait. Gangster versus Blue Thunder. Gangster moves on. That means it's Screaming Demon versus Blue Thunder. Once we find out who the last elimination is, I'll hop off and end the video here. Go. And it's Screaming Demon. He did not have a good start. Screaming Demon is out on his re-debut. He did pretty good though. Here are the first 4 trucks out. Thanks for tuning into part 1. I'll see you in part 2.